Hello, this is Beth, and just wondering if you ever end up after you've made a bunch of pages with a particular kit that you might have some stuff left over, all kinds of little things. Well, I came up with this idea, which I absolutely love, and this is just using the scraps like this and creating a page like that. I really like it. So let me show you how I did it. Of course, it was started out with just a plain white piece of paper. And what I did is I had a stamp that had a bunch of ink blots on it. You may have that in your stash, but if not, why don't you try the splatter technique? I'll show you a little bit how I do that. I like to do it with watercolor, so I suggest getting one of these rounder brushes if you don't already have one. Get a lot of water in there and really get some pigment up by smushing it around, and you come up with pretty dark black in this case. I want to make it a little darker, so I'm getting more pigment and just rolling it around like that. All right, now what you do is just, oh, that's good. That was really juicy. I find that the more juicy it is, the more splatters you get. That's good enough for me. So after I finished my spattering and it was dried, I decided I wanted to have a contrasting piece of paper. In this case, it's dark blue against the bright white. And I would have these ribbon type things coming out the bottom and the top. Like this. That's a finished one. This contrasting piece of paper is 6 inches wide, and I cut 1 inch off the end, 11 inches, so that I had a 1/2 inch at each end here. That was my plan. So with that in mind, I took my T-ruler and I made 2 pencil lines, one at the 9 and one down here at the 3, so that that 6 inch piece of paper was going to be right in the middle. So this is the beginning of how I worked. First of all, obviously it was blank. There are lines up here and down there. I didn't do this part at first, pretend that isn't there. And I began by putting down the bigger ones, the 2 inch ones. Oh, I forgot to mention that I cut my pieces anywhere from 1 inch wide to 2 inches wide. So 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches. And then just put them there against what I thought might be a pleasing arrangement of the big ones. And now, after that, I filled in the little ones to get them straight. I used my T-ruler, and let me see, there you go, that's a good one. And this wooden one is gonna go, let's see, there, and then this one is gonna be lower than that. I wanted to allow 1 inch at either end so that I would make sure that this thing covered the edges. Didn't want to have any hanging off the end. So this last one I made at 11, at the 11 inch mark. Whoops, I did that a little crooked. All right, and then I was able to put the bottom pieces on. Lining them up so they match the top pieces. The big ones first, and then I did these. The 3 inch mark right there. I like that one, so I want to bring it down a little bit more, so a little bit more of it's showing. Okay. looks good. And then lastly, this one right here. Let's see what it looks like. 3 to 6 inches. There you go. You would think that this piece goes all the way through, right? But they were just scraps, so I cheated. That's the way it's done. Now, if you wanted a companion page to that, you could make another whole one like that and have 2 pages that go across. I thought that was a little much. So I made a page that is pretty neutral. It has the same dark blue strip in there, the same size, but I thought I'd put it like this way. And then that's kind of plain, so this piece is able to be the feature piece. If you decide to buy the kit of this, I think there's a few of them in my Etsy shop, this would be put down for you. Everything's put down, and all these pieces are inked around the edges. And you would also get a bunch of doodads. They're all scattered around right now. Buttons and frames and little titles. Oh, even a title here. So add white mats if you want to with your photos, and it's ready to go. Thanks for listening. Bye.